witch in the simulation.
We had a meat that I didn't even know didn't exist in the outside world. It's called ox roast. And I ate it like my whole childhood. And then I'm like, is that like a made-up meat?
DA on CBS Sports Radio.
Welcome back. DA with you here on CBS Sports Radio. I highly encourage you to go to watchda.com right now. That's our digital simulcast. You could check out our good friend Katie Linendoll joining us in studio for a little pre-Halloween spooktacular tips, do's, and don'ts. We're all dressed up here for Halloween. Mraz is Bugs from Space Jam. Pete the Body Bilotti is Luigi from Mario Brothers. He wants to make sure Luigi gets his respect. Yeah. He says never enough attention for Mario. It's too much about Mario. Enough. I never heard that take before. Katie is an RIT tiger. She's dressed up. Is it specifically a tigress? Is that what you call that?
We're gonna go with the straight RIT tiger.
Okay.
We're not gonna screw up any, verbiage or anything. There's no sensitivity issues here. Just straight up RIT tiger.
You look like a star from Cats.
Oh, thanks.
You look just like one of the Cats.
Yeah.
From Broadway.
I'm actually heading there next. I'm actually heading to a board meeting like this, but got to get in the spirit.
And I am dressed up as a keyboard mouse.
So
you can check that out at watchda.com. That rejoin that we just had, you are from Erie, Pennsylvania, home of the ox roast. And you have become such a big part of this show that one of our listeners said, I've got an ox roast recipe for Katie. So Mike tweeted this at me last week and said, please pass this along to Katie. So we read this on the air, and I want you to hear it. For ox roast sandwiches, very thin sliced roast beef cooked in onion soup mix. Or beef broth. Use a crock pot. Pour the liquid over the beef, 3 to 4 hours on high. Serve on a Kaiser roll. So now
that sounds so Western Pennsylvania perfect. God bless him for tuning in this recipe. That is fantastic. Usually there's a bit of a gravy in that ingredient list.
Yeah.
But that's a little spin there.
He said that was his mom's recipe for ox roast. He said that you guys are from the same area.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he supplies it to us.
Yeah.
Look at that generosity.
That? Yeah. This is the type of bonds we make here on this show.
Ox roast.
So
good.
So tomorrow is Halloween, and you're going to be on the Today Show tomorrow.
I will.
Will you be doing costume do's and don'ts there?
You know it. No, I'm actually just going to be straight in costume. I actually have a serious segment, which I cannot speak thereof yet.
Oh.
But I'm still going to be in costume.
A non-disclosure agreement there?
Non-disclosure. Wait for it. Wait for it. It's going to be good.
Okay.
It's going to be strong.
Tomorrow morning on the Today Show. So now I want you to give our listeners, who I'm sure are a lot of parents thinking about costumes for their kids tomorrow, maybe also some people that are going to costume parties tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Maybe there's some people that listen to the show that need some thoughts for Halloween and for trick-or-treat. So let's do a little do's and don'ts with Katie. And we'll also kind of kick up the music here, Pete the Body Bilotti, because we'll do after that the 10, Katie's top 10 costumes ever. So here's the band.
It's time for America's favorite game show.
Yeah.
Where we tell the studio guest what they should think. It's 10 questions. Not taped in front of a live studio audience.
So we're kind of adjusting this today for Katie's top 10 costumes ever. So we'll start with do's and don'ts for costumes tomorrow. What do you think?
I love it.
All right. So number one, what's a good do or don't for tomorrow?
Let's get techie for a second. Take advantage of Facebook Live and Facebook Messenger. They have filters built in just for Halloween.
Oh, is that right?
So you can give your friends a scare appropriately this time of year. So very fun camera tricks that you could use on both the Messenger side and on the Facebook Live side.
Cool. So Facebook Messenger and Facebook Live.
Yes.
Both have these filters. I didn't know that.
Yeah, brand new, just for the holiday.
All right, very cool. All right, so what are some other do's and don'ts?
Are we on a don't?
You got it.
Maybe this is just being a little personal, but my don't is don't hoe it up.
Okay, yeah.
It's very important to me. This is your opportunity to do something wild and insane. No one wants to see the nurse. No one wants to see the cat. Do something off the charts, okay? Be weird.
Be creative.
Embrace it.
Yeah.
That's my don't.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
Because I just went to a Halloween costume store a few days ago, and all of the women's costumes are just like slinky and sexy, and it's not even creative.
Grace Hopper would be disappointed, okay?
Yeah, that's right.
Feminism went down about 300 years. Let's kick it up a notch, women.
I saw there was a part of the Halloween costume store that was for Ghostbusters. And for the guy's side, you could be the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Love that. Actually, there's one that inflates.
Oh, is there?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, that's cool.
Uh-huh.
For the girls, there was also the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. But you don't wear a hat. You don't have anything white on you.
You actually don't wear anything.
Yeah, you just have, like, the red tie around your chest area and then a blue skirt. I'm like, that's not the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. That is not a Ghostbusters costume.
As a matter of fact, that we're not even sure if that's anything.
Yeah.
At all.
You want to do something, be either Sigourney Weaver or Annie Potts.
Yeah.
Or I guess one of the new female Ghostbusters.
There you go.
But
it's not hard.
There's no...
You could even go off brand and be an ecto cooler.
That's
you could
good.
mix it up.
Yeah, but don't give me sexy Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
No.
Doesn't work.
No.
All right, so I want to hear your top 10 costumes because if you follow you on Instagram, and a lot of our listeners do, you have put up some amazing costume this year. You said you had like 7 different costumes?
That's true. Just this year.
Just this year.
Yeah. And maybe that makes one of them is one of my top 10. Alien abduction costume.
This was so good. You had
it's
this
strong.
this year.
I'm going to do this trick-or-treating with my niece and my nephew. So I'm going to do that one. Here's my top 10 in order.
Okay.
Poison Ivy.
Is this number 10 or number 1?
It's really no...
okay. The general
no importance
top 10.
on the number. Yeah. Poison Ivy, half Poison Ivy, half the rash. That was a favorite because I did celebrity interviews in that one.
Half the character, Poison Ivy, half the rash.
And I didn't tell anybody that it was just like, a special effects rash. People thought I was really wounded. And then it was like kind of disgusting. I also dressed up as the Q train because I respect the Q train in New York City. It's the subway line that does whatever it wants. You hop on that thing, not sure where you're going.
That's right. There's no rules on the Q.
No. My mom lit that one up. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Cyborg.
How did you dress up as the Q train, by the way?
It was a custom costume.
Right. But
it was a silver fabricing with a giant Q, and then the headlights went on and off.
Amazing.
That was good.
And your mom is a seamstress?
My mom is a costumer, yes.
She's a costumer.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
She's been sewing for like 40 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's good.
That's neat.
We don't mess around.
Yeah.
No Stay Puffed.
No sexy Stay Puft.
No, homie, don't play that.
No.
Bluetooth Minnie Mouse. I did that on The View last year.
Bluetooth Minnie Mouse?
So the ears, Minnie Mouse and Mickey Mouse are one of the top costumes this year. I bet you wouldn't have guessed that.
I would not have guessed that. That
According
seems
to
very
Facebook.
old school.
Yeah, right? Bringing back the vintage. So I lit up the ears as Bluetooth speakers.
Nice.
So that was really cool. So I could play sound effects through them.
Oh, very cool.
We had to do a cartoon classics theme on The View last year. So that was really fun.
You were on The View.
And then let's see what else I have here. Krang was one of your favorites.
Krang, this costume where you are the brain from Ninja Turtles.
Oh, that was real cool.
Is just, I don't know how you top that creativity.
Another custom creation a la Mom L.
Amazing.
Yeah, and then we did a puppet at Comic-Con New York this year. That was really cool.
So this one was cool because you stayed in character. You weren't smiling.
No.
You weren't joking. You had that dead-eye doll face, that puppet face, and you were just kind of like a marionette doll.
But then later in the evening, we went to this really like high-end party. It was Marvel and her universe, and no one was in costume. It was like when you show up and it's not a costume party.
I hate that.
It was real embarrassing, but I went with it. Hit up the bar.
Nice. Nice.
R2-D2 across the pond with an English flair.
And what was the English flair on R2-D2?
A fascinator on the side.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I had to run in that. And we were doing a Course of the Force. It was a lightsaber baton rally.
Nice.
Yep, for charity. That was cool. And then maybe one of my favorites of all time, which kicked it all off. In 5th grade, I won the costume contest for the entire school as the ice cream truck with Bluetooth and music. It wasn't Bluetooth. It was hardwired music at that time. Bluetooth didn't even exist.
I was going to say.
It was, and I threw out different candy and stuff.
Oh, my goodness. What, did you have a Discman attached to you?
It was really nice. Yeah, it was a special speaker sensor we embedded in there.
Holy
It was
moly.
good. It was good.
You were the ice cream truck.
Yes.
That is so good. That is so good.
And then I have to also say the Haunted Witch we did last year. So I was working this project for Grandin Road, and I had to dress up as a witch like they have in the store, and I pretended like I was actually that witch. So I dressed up exactly like it, and then I scared people. It was terrifying.
Yeah.
That was really neat. So every opportunity I have to costume, knock it out of the park.
That is so good. Katie Linendoll joining us, gadget guru and costumer extraordinaire. And so what's your plans for Halloween? You have the Today Show tomorrow.
Yes.
And then are you going to go out trick-or-treating? Will you go out to a Halloween party? Will you see the parade? I'm thinking about coming down here for the the New York City Halloween Parade.
The New York City Halloween Parade is so good.
Yeah.
And also the dog parade's really good. I think that happened on Saturday.
Oh,
the most creative DIY dog costumes you'll ever find across the globe in the middle of New York City in the East Village. It's so bizarre. So good. I'm actually going to fly. I have a huge event. I'm hosting a webcast for IBM on the day after Halloween.
Gotcha.
Very early in the morning. I'm going to fly home to Boston, though, to trick-or-treat and then fly back. I take trick-or-treating very seriously.
You're flying home to Boston?
Correct.
Massachusetts?
Correct.
Wow.
Got to get the trick-or-treating in with the kids.
Yeah, but do you have to fly somewhere to do? Oh.
I'm cutting it real close, DA. Real close. Amtrak ain't going to make it. I got 3 hours to trick-or-treat, and I'm back on a plane, okay?
My God. So you are so busy, you've scheduled in the trick-or-treating.
You know it.
Is it in your, Google alerts?
100%.
That is definitely scheduled in.
Yeah. My clients had to sadly work around it.
What is Katie Linendoll's favorite trick-or-treat snack?
Well, I do the king-size bars.
You do?
Yeah, anyone that puts in anything less than, you're cheap.
Nice. So you're going to shame everybody into king-size only.
Yeah, well, that's what we give out in my house.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, I am so glad that we were able to make this Halloween spooktacular happen.
You made my Halloween, DA.
Thank you. You've made ours. I'm glad that you were going to do this because I don't know if we would have had the wherewithal to actually motivate ourselves into dressing up. Yeah, but we had to because you were coming in. It was like a big deal last week. Like, Katie's coming in Monday. You better have a costume.
That means we get to have a Christmas episode.
Oh, okay. So this is going to be like
we're going to tech the halls. Yeah.
We're basically like Charlie Brown. We will just essentially just have holiday specials here on the DA
Does that mean everybody can do one of the dances of choice? Like the Charlie Brown dances?
Yeah, or the Snoopy dance. Or,
yeah, they each have that weird robotic dance.
I think that works.
I think we're onto something.
Yeah, holidays.
I'm glad you shamed us all into dressing up. This is very good. And now we will be forced to do the rest of the show in our costumes. So this won't be weird at all as we kind of break down the NFL's week number 7 in our costumes. Watch Katie on the Today Show tomorrow morning. About what time are you going to be on?
I will be on the 7 a.m. hour and the 10 a.m. hour.
All right, so watch 7 a.m. Eastern and 10 a.m. Eastern hour for the big reveal of what your secret costume is going to be.
Yeah.
And then follow Katie on Twitter at Katie Linendoll and on Instagram at Katie Linendoll.
Thank you. That's awesome.
Yeah, and search through her pics on Instagram because you'll see all of those costumes that she is dressed up as that we were just talking about. And we just kind of put some of those as well. James Graceffo back at WatchDA.com producing, put up a lot of the slates and pictures of your costumes. So you can check that out at WatchDA.com. Very cool. Katie, thanks as always.
Thank you, guys.